So good day everyone. We are the group 1 and we are going to discuss today the basic computer keme. Ano kasi yan? Ba- basic basic kalingon kayo di ba? Basic ano siya? The basics of computer networking. Okay, alam ko na. Next. One, two, basics. So good day everyone. We are the group 1 and we're going to discuss today the basics of the computer networking, including the disassembling and reassembling of the system unit. So to begin with, let's have the opening prayer first.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us all today in this important endeavor. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
So all right. So Miss Divine, do the honor please to present the first part.
So, let's talk about the basics of computer networking. Let's define first what is computer hardware servicing. Computer hardware servicing involves supporting and maintaining computer systems and network by diagnosing issues, upgrading components, and repairing hardware. It encompasses installing, configuring, and maintaining computer hardware, as well as troubleshooting and resolving hardware-related problems. Occupational health and safety. Occupational health and safety is a planned system of working to prevent illness and injury where you work by recognizing and identifying hazards and risks. Health and safety procedure is the responsibility of all persons in the computer and technology industries. You must identify the hazards where you are working and decide how dangerous they are. Eliminate the hazard or modify the risk that it presents. Before diving into assembling and disassembling of your desktop computer, it's crucial to gather the necessary tools and set up your workstation properly. Here's what you'll need and how to. First, Phillips head screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, anti-static wrist strap, thermal paste, cable ties or Velcro straps, small container or magnetic tray, and flashlight. First, Phillips head screwdriver. This is the most commonly used tool when working with desktop computers. It's essential for removing or securing screws on the case, motherboard, hard drives, and other internal components. A good quality Phillips head screwdriver with a magnetic tip can make your work much easier and prevent you from losing screws inside the case. So, ginagamit yung Phillips head screwdriver lalo na kapag nag-aalis ng screws or tornilyo sa case. Kasi ngayon, karamihan is yung mga screw is yung parang plus sign, or X na ginagamit kapag ah, sa mga case. So, para maalis yun, is gagamit tayo ng Phillips head screwdriver. Next is flathead screwdriver. While not used as often as the Phillips head, a flathead screwdriver is still handy for prying open case panels, adjusting expansion card slots, or dealing with older hardware. It's a versatile tool that can also help in situations where screws are stripped or hard to reach. Yung Phillips head screwdriver is hindi na masyadong nagagamit unlike dun sa Phillips head screwdriver. Then, dito naman sa Phillips head screwdriver, yung mga screws niya is yung parang minus sign lang. Next is anti-static grease strap. Preventing static electricity is crucial when handling sensitive computer components. An anti-static grease strap grounds you, ensuring you don't accidentally discharge static electricity that could damage the motherboard, RAM, or other delicate parts. Always clip the strap to a grounded metal object or the computer case. So, the use of anti-static grease strap is to safely ground a person working on very sensitive electronic equipment to prevent the buildup of static electricity on their body. Next is thermal paste. Thermal paste is necessary when installing or resetting a CPU cooler. It helps to fill microscopic gaps between the processor and the heatsink, ensuring proper heat transfer. Without it, your CPU could overheat and potentially get damaged over time. So the use of thermal paste is the commonly used in computer system to enhance the cooling efficiency of the central processing unit or the CPU and the graphics processing unit or the GPU. Next is the cable ties or the Velcro straps. Cable management is key to good airflow and a tidy build. Using cable ties or Velcro straps allows you to bundle and organize wires, reducing clutter inside the case. This is not only makes the interior look neat, but also improve cooling efficiency and makes future maintenance easier. So gumagamit tayo ng cable ties para yung mga wires is organized sila sa loob ng case ng computer at para maiwasan yung mga wire na magkabuhol-buhol at maiwasan yung mga may biglang napuputol. Next is small container or magnetic tray. When disassembling a PC, you'll remove many small screws and parts that can easily be lost. A small container or magnetic tray keeps them secure and organized, ensuring nothing gets misplaced during the process. So gumagamit tayo ng small container para ilagay doon yung mga screws na inalis natin sa case para hindi mawala. Next is flashlight. Even in a well-lit room, the inside of the PC case can have dark, hard-to-see areas. A flashlight or the headlamp helps illuminate tight spaces, allowing you to clearly see connectors, jumpers, and screws placement without straining your eyes. So gumagamit tayo ng flashlight, lalo na kapag gumagawa tayo or nag-assemble tayo ng isang computer dahil sa loob nun is hindi naman natin makikita na maayos lalo na maliliit lang yung mga parts sa loob ng computer. Next, for safely assembling and reassembling a computer, key PPE includes hairnet, face mask, gloves, apron, and shoes. First, hairnet. We need to wear hairnet to prevent hair from falling into open computer components. Next is face mask. We need to wear face masks to protect our respiratory system on inhaling harmful dust particles. Next is gloves. Gloves can help us reduce the static and electricity that could harm our body. Next is apron. We need to wear apron to prevent dust or particles from technicians' clothes when contaminating the parts. And lastly, the shoes. discharges static electricity safely. Next, setting up your station. First, work on a clean flat surface. We need uh, we need to work on a clean and flat surface to ensure the ample space to lay out all components and tools. Next is use an anti-static mat. The use of anti-static mat is to further protect against static electricity. Next is good lighting to make sure the workspace is well lit and to avoid mistakes. Next is comfortable seating. So dahil matagal nga tayong nakaupo, dahil mag-assemble tayo or magre-assemble ng computer is kailangan komportable tayo sa inuupuan natin. Then lastly, keep a notebook or camera handy para i-document lahat ng mga gagawin natin lalo na kapag nag-disassemble tayo ng mga computer para hindi natin makalimutan kung ano ba talaga yung mga una or mga steps na gagawin natin.
For our next topic, it is the personal computer disassembly. Since we've already tackled about the tools that we need and the personal protective equipment, now we're going to talk na about the personal computer disassembly. The first step is unplugging. The first thing you do is to unplug every cable that is plugged into your computer. That includes the cables such as power, USB, mouse, keyboard, internet, Ethernet, modem, AM, FM, antenna, cable TV, and many more. Basically, just unplug all the cables for safety purposes. For the second step, it is the opening the outer shell or case. First, unscrew the four screws at the back of the computer. On most computer cases, there will be large knobs that you can unscrew by hand or by screwdriver on the back right side of the computer. The left side has small screws because on that side you can't access much on the inside. Once the screws are removed, you can remove the side panels. On most computers, they just slide off. Start with the left side panel, the side that once had the knobs. Slide it towards the back of the computer. Now you can remote left panel. Just like the other side, slide it towards the back of the computer. Step number 3, removing the system fan. First, unplug the fan from the motherboard. You can find the plug by following the wire from the fan. It should be labeled as SYS fan 1. The next thing to do is you will have to unscrew the fan from the outside. You should now be able to lift the fan out of the PC. The step 4 is removing the CPU fan. The CPU fan is located right on the top of the CPU heatsink, which is a large piece of metal with fins on the top. The CPU fan plugs into the motherboard in an awkward place. This is hard to access, but just follow the wires and you should easily find it. It is labeled as CPU fan 1. To remove the fan from the heatsink, remove the four screws securing it in place. Step number 5. The first thing to do is unplug every wire coming from the power supply. You must disconnect the motherboard, every large connector plug, CD, DVD drives, power, hard drive, power, and portable hard drive slot power. Once everything is unplugged, unscrew the fourth screw holding the power supply in place on the back of the computer. Then next, push the power supply from the outside and then lift it out.
Next, let's talk about the internal components removal of parts of the computer. So step 6, CD DVD drives. To remove a CD DVD drive, first turn off and unplug the compute computer, open the side panel and locate the drive in the 5.25 each bay. Disconnect the power and SATA cables and then unscrew or un unlatch the drive. Carefully slide it out from the front and store it in anti-static bag if needed. So makikita natin yung CD or DVD drives dun sa pinakataas sa usually na makikita natin dito sa picture. And then i-make sure din natin na naka-unplug yung computer natin bago tayo mag-disassemble ng CD or DVD drive. Step 7. Unplug the PC and open the side panel. Find the hard drive, usually at the bottom of front of the case. Disconnect the power cables and then unscrew the black drive. Carefully slide it out of its slots and slide it aside. So dito naman make sure din natin na bago natin aalisin yung hard drive is i-make sure muna natin na dapat yung mga nakakonect na cables niya is dahan-dahan natin silang i-unplug para hindi na rin masira. And step 8, memory or RAM. Before starting, ensure the power is disconnected. Open the case and locate the RAM in sticks on the motherboard. Press down the clips on board sides to release the RAM. The module will pop up slightly. Gently pull it out with both hands, avoiding the golden connector. So pagka nabuksan na natin yung case nung computer natin is hanapin natin yung RAM or yung motherboard pababa. And pindutin natin yung clips niya ng dahan-dahan and hahawakan natin yung pinaka-clips niya ng dalawang kamay and i-avoid natin yung ibang part nung clips para hindi siya masira and i-make sure din natin na ilalagay natin siya sa anti-static ground or sa bag. And step 9, motherboard. Unplug the computer and open the case. Disconnect all cables and remove parts attached to motherboard like RAM, CPU, cooler, and cards. Unscrew the motherboard from the case and carefully lift it out. Place it into anti-static surface. So, katulad ng sinabi ko, dahan-dahan natin na i-unplug lahat ng mga cables nung nakakonect dun sa motherboard and i-make sure din natin na hindi tatamaan yung ibang cables para na rin hindi masira and ilagay natin siya sa lugar na hindi siya tatamaan or yung mga anti-static surface and ilagay rin natin sa bag.
Okay, now that we learned the how to disassemble the system unit, our next step is to reassemble it. At first, maybe you thought it's difficult, right? But don't worry, when you understand the step and follow them correctly, you will see it's not hard and you just need to be patient, careful, and organized. So today I will guide you through the first four steps in reassembling the system unit. So the first step is prepare your workplace. Before handling any computer components, it is essential to set up a clean, organized, and static-free workplace. So, first, look around you. It is your table clean? Is there enough light? That's very important. We need to clean, or we need a clean, well lit, and flat surface like a desk or a table. Why? Because small computer parts can get lost or damage the space when the space is messy. Also, make sure all your tools are ready. For example, screwdriver, the parts we will install, and maybe even your anti-static wrist strap. That's very important to band and protect the computer from static electricity. This can break also a sensitive. Um this also maiiwasan yung pagbe-break ng sensitive part ng mga computer. And remember, no food or drinks near at your workplace. We don't want to spill anything on the parts of the computer. And a clean, organized workplace um help you focus help you focus and keep your components safe, so that always remember, our first step is to prepare your workplace. Step number 2, prepare the motherboard. The motherboard is the backbone of the system. It must be handled with care as you get it ready for assembly. So now let's take out the motherboard. Be careful when handling it. Always hold it by the edges and never ever touch the metal pin. So we place the motherboard on a safe surface like an anti-static mat, or even the box it came in. So do not place it directly on the table or on your lap. So take a few seconds to check it. Look for any broken or loose parts. Make sure it is good or in a good condition. Then try to study its layout. Where it is the CPU socket, where do we install the RAM, and what about the power connectors? Because knowing that parts will help us um to understand when we install other components. Also, check if your case has an I/O shield. That's the small metal plate that fits the back of your case. If yes, install that first before putting the motherboard in the case. It's hard to fix latter, and so that we can use, or we can insert it early. Step 3, install the CPU. Installing the CPU requires precision, as this is the brain of the computer and one of the most sensitive part. We need to find the CPU socket on our motherboard. If you're using an Intel processor, you'll see a small lever or on the side. Lift up to the open socket. Now look at your CPU. On one corner, you will see a tiny triangle. That's alignment marker. There is always a triangle on the socket. Match the two triangles so that you can install the CPU into the correct position. This is very important. Never force the CPU. It should sit into the socket smoothly. If you have to push hard stop, check the alignment again. Once once it is once once it's in the right position, lower your lever back down to lock the CPU in place. And remember, always hold the CPU by the edges. Never touch the gold pins at the bottom, because your finger have oil and might cause damage. And the step 4, Install the CPU heatsink or the cooler. After seating the CPU, it's need to proper cooling. This is where to heat sink or cooler comes into play. So cooling the CPU is the most important or one of the most important cooler. So we need to pre-applied, but if it doesn't if it is doesn't work, just put a small amount or small amount in the middle of the CPU. Then take your cooler and carefully place it on the top of the CPU. Try to place it straight down, not at an angle. Press gently and then secure it using the clips or whatever mounting system. Once it is secured, plug the fan cable into the CPU fan header. It's usually labeled, so look closely. This fan will help make sure the CPU stay a safe temperature so your system work properly and doesn't overheat.
So next, step 5, install memory. In order to install the memory modules, insert them into the proper socket, figure 48, and push down firmly but evenly until the clips on both sides of the socket pop into place. If your motherboard supports dual channel memory, consult the user manual to determine which pairs of RAM socket you should use. The motherboard and the CPU are the brain and nerve center of your PC. So, selecting these components is the most important decision you make. Ang pag-install ng memory module ay dapat ipasok ito sa mga tamang socket at itulak ito pababa ng mahigpit para mailapat ito at pantay-pantay hanggang sa mga clip at na magkabilang gilid sa socket at para ito ay mailagay ng tama sa tamang pwesto ng install memory.
Next, for the step 6. For the step 6 is to place the motherboard into the case. So first step is to open the case and then remove the side panels of the computer using a screwdriver. Pero if kaya mong alisin gamit kamay, if malinis ang kamay mo, okay lang. So next is to check the compatibility and ensure the motherboard size is match siya sa case form factor. And then locate the I/O or the input or output shield. So yung mga ito is metal plate na nagfi-fit into the back of the case aligned with the motherboard ports. So yung mga motherboard ports are USB, audio, Ethernet, or etc. So it is usually comes with the motherboard. So pag na-locate na, install the I/O or the input or output shield into the rectangular slot at the back of the case from inside. So press lang ito until marinig yung clicks. So yon pag narinig na magfi-fit na yon securely. So be careful lang kasi matalim yung edges nun. So next is position the standoffs. So ano nga ba ang standoff? Standoffs are small brass or plastic spacers that keeps the motherboard elevated and prevent it from touching the metal case because it can cause short circuit. So then screw the standoffs into the holes in the case that aligns with the mounting holes of the motherboard. So next is align and place the motherboard. So you hold the motherboard by its edges. So edges lang, sabi nga ni Jimson kanina, edges lang hahawakan yung CPU and also yung motherboard. And then hold the motherboard by its edges and gently lower it into the case. So dapat align yung rear parts with the input and output shield and line up the mounting holes with the standoffs. And then secure the motherboard. Make sure lang na tighten yung pagkakascrew para ma-secure pero wag yung over-tighten because it can cause cracking the board. So for the next step, the next So next step is for the connect the power supply. So connecting the PSU or the supply unit. So in installing the power supply unit, most power supplies are usually installed at the top rear or bottom rear of the case. So it depends on the case design. So in order to connect it, slide the PSU or the power supply unit in the compartment in the PSU compartment. Make sure to align it with the screw holes on the case. Para pag in-screw mo siya is mag-fit siya. So secure the PSU using the screw that came with the power supply or unit. So you need to identify the PSU cables, but modern power supply comes with several types of connectors. So the main connector is the 24-pin ATX power connector. So yung 24-pin ATX power na ito yung main motherboard power. Next is the 4-pin or 8-pin CPU power. The 4-pin or 8-pin CPU power connector, ito naman for the processor. And then yung SATA power connectors naman for SDDs and HDDs. Yung PCIe power connector for graphics cards, pero optional lang. Then yung peripheral molex connector for some fans or folder drives. So to connect the 24-pin ATX power connector, as I've said earlier, it is the main connector and also the largest connector from the PSU. So ilolocate lang yung 24-pin power header on the right side of the motherboard. So kanina ko pa sinasabi na i-make sure lang na to align and push the connector into the header until it clicks. And make sure it is fully seated because this is the powers of the entire motherboard. Next is to connect the 4-pin or 8-pin CPU power connector. Ilolocate naman tong 4-pin or 8-pin CPU power into near the top left corner of the motherboard. So without this, the CPU will not receive power, and also the system won't boot. Next is to manage the cables. So yung mga cables, route the power cables neatly through the case cables management channel behind the motherboard tray. Use zip ties or velcro straps to secure the cables for good airflow and clean build. So bakit nga ba importante yung power supply sa isang computer system rather? So it is important because it distributes electricity to all parts of your system.
Now let's proceed to the last three steps of reassembling computer system. Step 8, install graphics or video card. First is, of course, turn off the PC and unplug it for the safety. Open the case, remove the side panel of computer case. The next is locate the PCIe or the peripheral component interconnect express slot, and this is where the graphic card goes. Next is remove expansion slot covers, unscrew the metal brackets blocking the slot. Next, insert the graphics card firmly, push it into the PCIe slot until it clicks. The next, secure the graphics card, use screw to fasten it to the case. The next is connect the power cables, plug in the PCIe power connector from the power supply unit. Then lastly, close the case and boot up, power on, and install the drivers. The next step is step 9, install internal drive, hard drive, or the SSD. So how to install the internal drive? The first one is turn off and unplug your PC, open the case, remove the side panel of the computer case, find the M.2 slot on the motherboard, Slide the SSD in at an angle, then push it in flat. Screw it down using the tiny screw on the motherboard. And lastly, close the case and turn on the PC and use the disk management to set it up. And for the last step 10, install add-on cards. So how to install the add-on cards? The first one is find the expansion slot on the motherboard. It is inside of the PC case. The next is remove the metal cover on the case where the card will go. The next is install the video card into the long PCIe slot, usually in the top one. Then next is install other PCIe cards like network or Wi-Fi cards into smaller PICE slots. Then next, install modem or other cards the same way into any free slot that fits. Then next, install the sound card into a free slot, usually near the bottom of the PC case. Then next is secure each card with screw and close the case. And lastly, plug in and turn on your PC and then install drives if needed. So that's all for the reassembling computer system. Thank you for listening.